Hello, my name is Jenny the Ohm Wizard, and here today I'm going to be teaching you how to use your therapeutic spinal strip or your accordion folded blanket. Full transparency here, I'm going to be reading off my notes because I'm still practicing to become a licensed yoga instructor. So bear with me as I'm still in training in a way. I'm almost finished, so yeah, until I get more comfortable just coming up with this stuff on the fly. I'm going to be reading a lot of these things off of stuff in my textbook, and then probably putting a lot of them in my own words to interpret it, how I interpret it. So anyway, bear with me. You'll probably see me looking off at the side a couple times, but anyway. So like I said at the beginning of class, today's class is going to be based around using the therapeutic spinal strip or accordion folded blanket. If you don't know what that is, I did make a video on my channel earlier today titled How to Fold an Accordion Blanket and talked a little bit more about the spinal strip, but I'll talk about it here. So this is called a long therapeutic spinal strip. It's about, I don't know, maybe like 3-4 feet. Guessing long. There are short ones that are like cut around half that focus on the upper half of the spine. I'm going to be focusing on the long therapeutic spinal strip today. If at any time that you feel like something like using like this or your accordion folded blanket, which I'll show you in a minute, is too much for you, don't use it. Like, that's the big thing I want to emphasize is don't put yourself in harm's way to, you know, try to make yourself feel comfortable. So anyway, because sometimes this longer spinal strip can be a little bit more intense on the spine than the short spinal strip. But anyway, so like I said in the last video, I made an accordion folded blanket. I ended the video before I could show the end results. So this is the end result. You lay it down on the ground flat. Make sure it's completely flat. You can kind of see how I have it here. Obviously, I would use probably a different material than something so fleecy like this. Just because the fabric catches a little bit more. So, make sure you have either your accordion folded blanket or your therapeutic spinal strip handy for today's practice. So to start off our practice today, I am going to sit for most of it, but I will be demoing so you guys, or gals, or whatever, know what I'm doing. So for you, I would like you to move into effortless rest pose. If you don't know what effortless rest pose is, it's lying on your back comfortably with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. So I'll be demoing it. Butt is flat. So as you can see, I'm laying with my knees bent. They are flat on the floor. It's a little difficult to do if you have a ponytail in your hair, so adjust accordingly as needed. And if this position is uncomfortable for you, you're welcome to put something like a bolster or like a rolled up blanket or a pillow underneath your legs here. But that was effortless rest pose. So I'd like you to lay in effortless rest and be comfortable. And take a moment to check in with yourself. How are you feeling in this moment? Are you feeling excited to try this therapeutic spinal strip and see how it could help you? Are you holding any tension anywhere? If so, close your eyes and focus on where that tension is. Once you find that place, take a deep breath and push it into that spot. Take one more big breath and push it into that spot. Now, once that spot's been a little bit more relaxed for you, take a second to breathe your whole body. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale through your feet. Bringing that inhale up towards your ankles. And exhaling down through the knees. Moving that airflow up into the thighs, into the hips, of the creases of your hips. Bringing that breath through your stomach and through all of your organs. Up through your chest and your heart chakra. Down through your shoulders and into your arms. Down through your elbows and into your hands. Feel your breath circulate around your fingers. Bringing that breath from your fingers, shooting all the way up into your neck. Exhaling any bad feelings, any pain. Inhaling fresh air up through the nose, the mouth, the eyes, and your head. Take one more big inhale and exhale all that bad feelings and pain out. Take this moment to check in with yourself and see how you feel in your body and in this moment. Sense and feel how your body feels. Do you feel the fresh air on you? Do you hear the birds outside? And whenever you're ready, bring yourself back to your mental center. From here, we're going to move from effortless rest into an arch and a flatten, which I'll demo for you here. So laying back in effortless rest pose, I'm going to take out my ponytail. My hands are flat, my knees are bent, and then flat on the floor. On my next inhale, I'm going to be arching my back off of the floor, creating a rainbow shape of my spine. And then exhaling to release. Back to effortless rest pose. So inhaling again, raising my back off the floor. Arching my spine ever so slightly. And then exhaling, returning back to neutral. So that is your arch pose. And then for your flatten, even though your back is flat on the floor, it still has a slight arch to it in the lower half by the trunk. So when you flatten, you make that part of your spine flatter, the part down towards your trunk. So you flatten your back, creating your body into a different type of C. The inverted C, I don't know. But you make yourself into a C. Oh, my spine just cracked. And then exhale, return back to neutral. You see how my spine changes, returning back to neutral? One more time, inhale and flatten your back against the earth. And then exhale, returning back to neutral. So from here, we're going to be combining the arch and the flatten. On the inhale, I'm going to arch my back up towards the sun. Exhaling, returning back to neutral. And then inhaling, flattening my back against the earth. Your legs should not raise here. It's done with your spine. Returning back to neutral. And do this as many times as you feels best for your body. And take these movements slow and slow. Don't rush through them. They're not meant to be a workout routine. They're meant to work out the little bits and bobs that need to be worked through. And you can continue to do these poses as long as feels comfortable for you. But whenever you're ready to move forward, return your body into a neutral space or effortless rest. So from here, we're going to be doing an arch and a flatten, but slightly different. We're going to be doing an arch and a curl, which is a little bit more like a conventional curl, kind of like what I'm doing at the moment, except we're going to lace our hands behind the back of our head, creating kind of like this kind of thing. And we're going to be doing it to support our neck. We don't want anything to happen to us, and we're trying to be stable, steady, easy here. So we're going to lie with our hands laced behind the back of our head, supporting our neck, thumbs on the neck. Kind of like this, but laying back on the floor. I will move down for this pose. Okay. Sorry, my yoga mat got caught. Still is a little caught, but that's okay. Okay, so in our effortless rest with our hands laced behind our heads, supporting our necks, when we arch our backs like we were doing before, we're going to squeeze the pencil with our shoulder blades. So we're gonna inhale, bringing our spines up, pinching the pencil with our shoulder blades, pushing our elbows back towards the floor, creating a full arch of the spine, lifting it all up off the floor, and then exhaling, returning back to neutral with our hands continuing to be laced behind our heads. And then we'll do that one more time, lifting and arching our back, pinching the pencil, and then pushing our elbows into the floor. Remember, don't overwork yourself, stable, steady, easy. And then return back to neutral. And then we're going to be doing a curl. Like I said, that's more like a conventional curl, but supporting our necks when lifting up, we're going to be flattening our backs, lifting our head up ever so slightly. Don't overextend your elbows, keep them flat, creating a full flatness of the spine, and then gently moving ourselves back down. From here, we'll do that one more time, lifting our heads upwards ever so slightly, not overextending our arms, flattening our backs, creating a full flatness of the spine. And then returning back to neutral. Now, continue to do this in your body as many times feels good for you. And take as much time as you need in whatever pose you feel like you want to work on more. So, before I move forward, I'm going to sit up for a minute. So one thing I forgot to mention when I had started this video is that there is a phenomenon, I guess I'd call it, called sensory motor amnesia. And when you have a trauma response in your body, like say, like even if you like have some sort of injury or something, like obviously don't do anything like this if you have some sort of spinal injury unless it's like advised by a doctor or something. But even if you have emotional trauma, it can be held in parts of your body that you didn't even know you had. So after you're done doing these yoga movements, it's totally okay and normal if you need to cry or if you feel weird emotions that you're not normally accepting. That's totally okay. Don't be hard on yourself. This is part of the yogic process, and I feel like it's not a part of it that's talked very often, but one I've personally experienced. So if you're feeling any SMA, know that it's normal, and that it shouldn't hurt. So if that makes sense. So don't overwork or overpush yourself. So hey. So from here, I'm going to do an arch and a flatten again, but we're going to do it with our therapeutic spinal strip. Off to the side one more time. I'll show you guys when I get back.